Hello, welcome to today's episode of Top Tips for Fusion 360. You may have noticed at the top here, and as we've been using through the drawings in Fusion, they've got all these constraints at the top. I thought it'd be a good idea to just run through some of the constraints, what they do and how we can use them. So if we work from left to right, we're going to look at this first one here, the horizontal vertical constraint. What we can use this for is it will constrain 2 points or 2 lines to either horizontal or vertical position. So if we were to select this line here, this point here, and this point here, you see they would both snap to the same horizontal position. If we do the same with the end of the line here to that point there, again you can see how it snaps to a horizontal position. Okay. What we can also do is we select the line and we can select it horizontal or vertical depending on which one it's closest to. Okay, and then we can do snap that line to that point there, and now it's constrained vertically to it. The next one is the coincidence constraint. So with the coincidence constraint, you can snap objects together. So if we were to take this line, we can snap it onto the circle here, and now when we try and move the line, it will move the two of them together, and they're stuck there at this point here. Okay, so no matter where we move it to, it will stay stuck to that circle. You can do the same with, again, line here. That's, I didn't want to snap that line. You can coincidence that line, the end point of the line to this line here. Now it's stuck to that point there. It will stay. The two of them will stay together. If we undo that, we can also coincidence constraint to the line and the point. So now, if we were to try and move that line, it would also move on an infinite position there on the side here. And again, you can do the same with 2 points on a rectangle here. We can constrain the two there, so they're now automatically constrained to each other. Okay. Next is a tangent. So if we were to coincidence the midpoint of that circle to this line here, and we wanted these two side lines to be tangent to the circle, if we were to select the line and the circle, they automatically get that nice smooth transition. Do the same on the other side, so we've got the nice smooth transition on both sides. And you can use your trim tool just to take off those center bits there, so you've got that nice arch. Next thing we've got is equal. So with the equal, what we can do is make all of these the same size. So if we were to select that midpoint, that box, we can make it equal to this one, and you could equal the same height as well. Okay. And you can also select multiples. So if we were to select that line, and that line, they will all become the same. Next one we'll look at is perpendicular. So with perpendicular, all you're going to be doing is making something a complete right angle to another line there. So you see how we snap the line and it's going to stay, we can't alter the angle of it, it will automatically stay perpendicular to it. Next constraint we're going to look at is parallel. So we've got these two lines at a slightly different angle. We'll select the parallel constraint and select those two lines. They're going to both be matching at exactly the same angle now. So the next thing we're going to look at is fixing an object. So let's say we wanted to coincidence that line to the circle, so the two of them are now stuck together. What you end up happening is that they then move around and they're stuck as part of one unit, and you can alter dimensions on both of them. But if you wanted this circle to stay the same, just click on Fix. See how the lines go blue? You then can't change anything on that circle at all, it's all stuck, but you can still move your line around it. Next one I'm going to look at is concentric. So let's say we wanted this circle to be concentric to this arc here. So we wanted it to be in exactly the same midpoints and share the same midpoint. If you select concentric, select the circle and the arc, it will then put that in the same concentric position on the midpoints. Okay, so the next thing we're going to look at is midpoints. So with the midpoint, if you were to select say two lines like that, they would then put the two midpoints of those two lines and match in exactly the same place. You can also do exactly the same, matching up a point to the line. So if we select the midpoint again, select that point on the end, select it onto the line, it will automatically constrain this line to that midpoint, so you can't move it away from that midpoint. You can change the angle, but you can't move away from that midpoint there. So the next thing we've got is colinear. It's very similar to the coincidence constraint, but meant for lines. So if we select two lines here, what you'll find is those two lines will now share the same common line, so you can't then change the position of them height-wise. They're going to be exactly the same, matching up against each other. Now they can go off into infinity, but they still can't change away from that same line that these two are sharing. So the next thing we're going to be looking at is curvature. So let's say we've got these two lines here and we want to draw a spline point between them. Okay. Now curvature takes tangency just one step further. So a normal tangency curve like the arc we had earlier would mean we have a nice smooth transition between this line and this line. That would be called G1 tangency. With the curvature, if we were to select the line and then that one, you get a nice smooth transition here. But then if we were to select that curved line and this one up here, you then get that nice smooth transition between the two of them there. And that's how you get that smooth curvature. So I hope you found these constraints useful to you. If you have, please press the like and subscribe button for more content. Thanks for watching.